You're certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Dahnan, do you bear the same crest as the current Renan sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Dahnan for their sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I'd never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, there's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renan. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
What do you see out there?
Zeugles. Strays by the looks of it. We unwittingly disturbed their territory on our way here, and now they're looking pretty riled up. So, feel like you're making headway? You know, sorting through things?
All I know is Shion needs our help. As for what happens after that...
Say, how did you get back down here from Lenegis anyway?
I came down in a Renan starship. I have Naori to thank for that.
What happened to her? Did she come with you?
She stayed behind. Just as I wanted to get back to Dana and my people, Naori's place was with her fellow Renans, performing her duties as the Maiden. Neither of us asked for the power or roles we were given. I suppose we felt a kinship with each other in that sense. But even then...
Wait, so you mean it wasn't just Dahnans like you that Lenegis abducted? You're saying they forced Naori, one of their own, to serve against her will as well?
Even within Renan society itself, there exists a hierarchy. I don't think she was ever given the option to refuse. Despite that, she did everything she possibly could to serve her people. The very same ones I ended up slaughtering. And even after that, she still helped me escape back to Dana. She stayed behind on Lenegis to help any of her people who survived. I owe her more than words can express. A debt left to fester for what? 300 years? How do I even begin to make up for something like that?
In all honesty, you don't. You can't atone for what's happened in the past. I don't think anyone can. Be it several centuries ago, or just yesterday.
What are you saying? That I might as well give up?
I'm saying you don't have to be a white knight in shining armor. Back after my brother had passed away, it was you who told me that his dream lived on inside me. And you did the same for him, for Dohalim, when he was ready to give up too. You were there for both of us. You know what I heard? I heard you telling me to keep fighting. To strive no matter what.
And I was out of line. I had no right to ask that of you.
No, you're wrong. Those words were exactly what I needed to hear at the time. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't even be here had I not heard them. Left to my own devices, who knows when I would have been able to pick myself up. Besides, it's not like killing all those people was a choice that you made of your own free will, right? The truly terrible ones are the people who abducted you. The ones who forced you to wield that power. They're the ones you should be blaming. Not only that, but that guilt you feel inside, that's all the proof you need to know you're a good person, Alphen. Do you understand? If I'm still allowed to fight and keep on living, then damn it, Alphen, so the hell are you. But if you're still not convinced, then ask yourself this. What is it that you've really been fighting for this whole time? Go on, ask yourself.
What I've been fighting for, huh?
All this time, I thought it was the worrying about Xion and the pain bringing you down. I didn't realize you were lonely too.
I guess all of us are. In one way or another.
Yeah, but you've only just found out. I mean, no, not found out. Remembered.
To tell you the truth, I was actually beginning to forget I'd even lost my memory in the first place. Now that it's returned, well, you can see what I'm like. It's strange. When I think about Lenegis, it still feels like it was only a year or two ago that I was there. But then I realized what feels like years was actually centuries ago.
What about your hometown? Do you know if it's still there?
I doubt it. When the Renans invaded, the world as I knew it changed overnight. Even if the place is still there physically, I expect the people will be long gone. Certainly everyone I knew, at least. My family, my friends.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I have no home to return to either. No family waiting for me. I used to curse my bad luck that I'd ever been born a mage in the first place. Otherwise, if I hadn't, maybe my mother and father would still be alive today. Although if that had been the case, I guess I'd probably still be just another slave with no means to resist. I'd never have met up with you guys, that's for sure.
Have you learned to embrace your powers yet?
Nuh-uh. I resent them a little less than before, though. They've kept me alive this long, right? I try not to think about it too much. After all, who can predict what the future will hold? I guess what I'm trying to say is that with everything that's happened in your past, finding out you're the Sovereign and all, it's no wonder you're conflicted. Heck, honestly, I think anyone would be.
Rinwell.
First it was Xion, then it was me, and now it's you. All of us suffering, just because of some power we never even asked for.
Yeah. All this time you were suffering right in front of me, and I never even knew. I feel like I finally understand what you and Xion were going through.
You couldn't have known. Still, if you want to make it up to her, shouldn't we hurry it up and rescue her already? Poor Xion must be lonely, all by herself wherever she is.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get going. Back to the inn, I guess.
Alphen! There you are!
What is it?
Zeugles, that's what! They're almost at the village gates!
Any closer and they'll be house hunting. I knew we shouldn't have cut through their territory.
That sounds bad.
Can you fight? No shame in bowing out if you're not up for it.
Kisara's right. You don't want to go overdoing it.
I'm up for it.
Really?
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. It's now or never, right?
Alvin, right! Great to have you back! Now let's do this!
Look sharp, people. If we don't act fast, they're going to get into the village.
Right. We need to hurry.
remember. If the pain's too much...
We've all got our own pain to deal with. I'm done letting others pick up my slack.
Here they come! We can't let even a single one through!
There's a firm no-Zugo policy. Fine by me. Let's get to work then.
Holy land!
Bet that gel hiding something tasty.
No escape! Try harder!
Light after light!
It's almost too strong!
Now split it open!
Be my guest!
Easy and smelling to me. Yeah, that's puddling to me.
Raging storm! More with that
You're mine!
Tiger Blade!
You're finished! Eat dirt!
Look sharp!
Not on my watch!
I'm on guard up!
Field!
The enemy wields arc too.
You'll soon see about that!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Dance in the wind!
That frickin' does it!
Air thrust!
I'll smash you!
Photon flash! Illuminate the storm!
You're mine! Swallow blade! Flash! Crush!
Going in!
Swallow blade!
Can't go!
I have no limits!
Flaming meteor! Tear!
Going in!
You're mine! It's over! This one's all mine! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Alphen, you okay?
I'm fine. This pain thing really hurts, huh?
But hey, at least you're still alive.
It wouldn't be called pain if it was pleasant. It can be pretty useful, though. It's good motivation to improve and get stronger.
Guess I've got a lot of room to improve in that regard.
Anyway, I'm glad we could protect the village, especially after everything they've done for us.
Yeah.
You know, Thistleum kind of reminds me of home. The people here have hidden themselves away out of the fear of being found, always watching their backs. Though in the end, home was destroyed anyway.
That won't happen here.
Oh? Is that a hint of fighting spirit I sense?
Yeah. I won't lie. Some of these memories will take a while to process. But I've learned something too. My rage, this fury I feel at our so-called rulers, it comes from having so much of myself stripped away from me back then. Friends, family, home. They took everything from me and left me with nothing but guilt. I was completely alone. At least that's what I thought. But not anymore. Since I awakened, I've met people who I care about. Friends who hold me up. Friends who make me feel like I'm worth something. And I won't lose that. Not ever again. I'll protect those bonds with everything I have. That's why I need to keep fighting.
But Xion comes first.
Of course. First we rescue Xion, then we defeat Volron and liberate Dana. Everyone, will you fight with me?
Say the word and I'm there.
Certainly no objections.
Then it's agreed. Our next stop will be the capital, Pelegion. According to the villagers, there's a huge cliff separating Thistleum from the capital. Luckily for us, there's a path we can use to climb up.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
We don't know what lies ahead. We should prepare well before we venture forth.
Yeah, can't exactly fight at the top of your game when you're hungry.
Good point. Let's stop by the inn and plan our next move from there.
You can never be too... prepared. But did we have to spend so much? Looks perfect and...
Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah, there might be someone who could use our help. I think Huro senses an owl around here.
We're in for a long slog with this one.
Swallow Blade!
If they rush you, you gotta jump for cover, okay?
You're mine!
Going in.
It's time! Trouble!
Tiger Blade!
You're finished!
Tempest, whoa! More where that came from!
This one's mine.
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Eternal devastation!
I can carve through
No,
armor!
it's sealed!
That's it! Here I
This
come!
is the way!
Hurricane!
In here!
Crush! Glimmer Gun!
More for the stop
Take
sign.
this! Crush! Eat this! Time to let it rip! Take this! It's over! Here I come! Dragon Swarm! Eternal devastation!
Make it rain!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
This one's mine.
I'm practically unstoppable.
Got a really bad feeling about
You're
this.
mine!
This one's
Eternal
mine.
devastation!
Tiger Blade! This
Light
one's mine.
Astrolatus,
I'll take out the
illuminate
blade with my shield.
Holy Glimmer!
Holy
I'm not done!
Their arcs were interrupted. I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara.
Denied.
You're mine! Eternal devastation!
Hurricane!
Swallow Blade!
One more.
Photon Blast!
Take this! Swallow Blade!
Look sharp.
Crush!
One more.
Here I come!
Thunder Field!
Shattering!
Tiger Blade!
Attack time!
Sleep now.
It's over!
I'll be saving this one.
That's it. Tiger Blade!
You're mine! Here I come! You picked the wrong fight! Take this! You're finished!
Tiger Blade!
I can carve through armor! Eat this!
Going in.
Eat this!
Dance in the wind!
One more.
Strike! Strike!
Tiger Blade!
Ordered.
Tiger Blade!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Citizen!
We can really make weapons with this?
Brace yourself! This
Shield!
one's tough! No
Not
escape!
in your dreams!
I'm on course! Take this! I'll tear you apart!
Are those arms even natural? Illuminate the sun!
Eagle Fly!
Holy Glimmer!
Far enough!
Trouble!
Holy
You're
Glimmer!
mine!
One more! Tiger Blade! Take this!
This should do it!
On guard!
Tunnel! Dance in the wind! Air
Eternal devastation!
Photon! Illuminate the sun!
This one's
Come on!
mine.
Holy Glimmer! Holy Lamp!
Igneous Discharge!
Too fast!
Stand back! I'll trip it up.
We did it!
Tiger Blade! Do it!
Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
Looks like we won.
Man, this place is thick with foliage.
I know. It feels like we're going to be swallowed up by all these plants if we stay in here.
Indeed. I much prefer the forests in Menancia myself.
Not that I don't agree, but maybe now's not the best time for Elda Menancia Pride.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
There are still so many.
That turned out good, if I do. I'll see you again tomorrow. All right, guys. Ready to go?
What's up?
Once we get to the mountain, the terrain won't be easy. We should rest up here before pressing on.
But what about Shion? She's waiting for us.
All the more reason to conserve our energy.
Huh?
It's not only the mountain. Hard though that may be, it's a pittance compared to what follows. Namely Volron. We wear ourselves out now, or worse still, get injured. We might as well show up gift-wrapped. Right, Kisara?
That's right. Besides, Alphen still hasn't fully recuperated yet.
I'm fine. Don't stop on my account.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, it's me who wants to take a rest for a while. Does that suit you better?
A little bit.
So, Alphen, 300 years, huh? Care to share the secret to such a long and healthy life?
I wish I knew. Once I left Lenegis, the next thing I remember is waking up in Calaglia. Everything in between is a blank.
You mean there are still gaps in your memory?
I've heard of starships with devices that can stave off imminent death by putting their passenger into a deep sleep. They're usually only intended as a temporary solution, until proper treatment for an ailment or injury can be obtained.
You think he might have been asleep in that starship for 300 years? But why? What would be the point?
Might this Naori have had a hand in it?
What do you mean?
If she's Renin like you say she is, she would have understood how to operate the starship better than yourself.
You're saying she deliberately put me to sleep for 300 years?
Dohalim, that's a bit of a leap.
Forgive me. I spoke out of turn. I'm merely thinking aloud, that's all. Shion and the maiden Naori. After 300 years, it's not unreasonable to suspect they may be related. Shion is nearly the perfect image of her, yes? She also just so happens to be connected to you. Is it merely a coincidence?
Like I've told you a million times already, I wouldn't know.
Well, if you're absolutely certain that it couldn't have been Naori, then I guess I must have been mistaken. Complicated machinery can sometimes break down or have failures. Sorry for being presumptuous.
Hold on a sec. Alphen, you said the mask was to placate you, right? To keep your guilt and rage in check? And you were wearing it the whole time you were asleep, right?
I guess I must have been.
So that's 300 years you were wearing it. It's just a hunch, but do you think that the mask might be...
The reason he lost all his memories?
All but a select few strong ones, so deeply ingrained in his psyche that he saw them in the form of dreams. It's not completely out of the question.
In which case, maybe it was the mask numbing his sense of pain, too.
It's certainly possible. As for how, I wouldn't know, but the dampening effect on his psyche could have manifested itself physically as well.
I'm sorry for snapping at you back there. It's thanks to you that I feel like that we're finally getting somewhere with all this.
No apologies necessary. Reading others' feelings has never been my strong suit.
So he finally admits it.
I really hope Shion's okay.
I get why you're concerned. But if you don't rest when you can, you're going to regret it.
She's right. We need our rest to conserve our strength.
This is great. The taste and aroma will blow...
Alone. I'm all alone.
Let's go. We don't want to keep Shion waiting.
That's what we're going to climb?
The villagers managed it on their escape from the city. We're going in the opposite direction, but where there's a will...
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Let's get you up!
You're mine! It's over!
Duel of the Arts!
Eat dirt!
Ready!
Crush!
Dance in the wind!
Here I come!
Feel! Not in your dreams!
I can carve through all.
That's my cue!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Blah, blah, blah!
Nothing gets by me.
Here I come! Eternal Devastation!
Ground and pound. Eagle assault. I'll finish you here and now.
Crush!
Rip and tear. Make it
Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Wow! Look what I just found.
Crap. This injury hurts more than I thought. Shion, sorry, but could you... Oh. Right.
No holding back!
This will be a piece of cake! Storm! Going in! Gale
Can't
Force!
get out of this!
One more! Blow away! Lightning Condemn!
You want me? Come get me!
Illuminate the dark! Coverage it does it! Going in!
You picked the wrong fight!
Whirlwind Snap! Lightning Meteor!
Too fast! Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Thrust! This one's mine! Light Astral Energy! This one's mine! Tiger Blade! Dance in the wind! This one's mine!
You're mine! It's over!
Crush! This one's mine!
Here I come!
Swallow
Blade!
It's showtime!
Look sharp!
Lightning Condemn! Thunderblade! Illuminate the dark! Touch one! Onyx!
I'm not
Coming
done!
through! No on my watch! I'm on a roll!
Here we go again! Take this!
That's you! Tiger
Can't
Blade!
get out of this!
Power Hurricane!
You're mine!
In the
Solar Blade! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off! Take it!
Eagle Assault! All finishes here and now! Demons Descent! Flashing Fang!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Looks like trouble with Cat right here!
Together, we got this!
Photon Blast! Raging Cascade!
Tiger Blade!
I'm on sleep now.
I'm not done!
It does it! One more!
You're finished!
Look sharp! That's it!
Banana!
Storm!
You're mine!
Leave the enemy's arts to me.
No complaints here! Eagle Fly! Look sharp! Crumble!
Crush!
Now, this one's mine!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! Take this! Pummeling to me!
Guess I have to use it sometime.
This one's mine! I can carve through armor!
Eternal devastation! No further!
Now I'm in the groove!
It's over!
Blow away!
Eternal devastation!
Tiger Blade!
One more time.
Eat this!
Take this!
One more! Tiger Blade! Eat
Eternal
this!
devastation!
Rolling Snap! Look sharp! Swallow that!
Eat dirt!
Glitter This one's mine! Eagle Tiger
Here I
Blade!
come!
Let's go.
You're on!
This one's
Here I come!
mine!
Crush!
Raging Storm.
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! See that?
That training's paying off!
I'm gone! Swallow dance!
Eternal devastation!
Eagle Assault! I can
It's
handle
over.
it! Take this! Tiger Blade!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Hi, Hoodle.
You're mine!
Feel.
This one's mine!
Not in your dreams. Is it hot? Dispatch it out again.
You're mine! Solar Blade! Eternal devastation! Eat dirt!
Raging Storm.
Here to finish!
Glad you have your use.
I'll show you how you like it! Demons Descend! Flashing Fang! Easy!
Way to go.
Take this!
Tiger Blade! Slot! I can carve through all of it!
Enemy wields art in an instant! Impact block!
Going in! Whirlwind Snap! This one's mine!
Illuminate
One more!
the
Take this!
Holy Glimmer.
Tiger Blade!
Come on! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
be a delicious piece of
Take
cake.
this! Slash! Swallow dance!
In here.
Here I come! Be careful, everyone! This one isn't normal! Take this!
This world. More with that cake. Art expert coming through. Now. Demon's Descent.
Flashing fang!
Easy. Way to go.
First strike!
Chinese
Swallow
Supernova.
blade! You picked the wrong fight!
Don't mind if I do.
Here I come! Away!
Look sharp!
Eternal devastation!
Look sharp!
Lightning
Swallow
Lord.
blade! It's over!
Illuminate.
Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade!
Raging
This
Cascade.
one's mine!
In here.
Shattering blade!
Take this!
Attack time! Flaming meteor!
Now.
Yohalim!
All yours, Kisara! Looks like we won.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to
Give a heartbeat!
Now we're never.
On guard!
Here I come! You're finished!
can't get out of this.
Try harder!
All healed! On guard! Take this!
Eat dirt!
Tiger blade!
Here I come!
Eagle fly!
Eternal devastation!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Lightning condemned.
I'm on it!
Going in!
All finished!
Illuminate the sun.
Tiger blade!
Holy river. Holy land.
Going in!
Swallow blade!
One more! Tiger blade! Big blow!
Frozen.
Hammer!
Nicely done.
I'm on it!
All been sealed!
Steel force.
Take that! Eternal devastation!
Tiger blade!
Now you see what I watch this.
Holy land. Sealed.
You're finished! First strike!
This one's
Now.
mine! Big blow!
Frozen.
Hammer! On guard!
No escape!
Talon storm!
Now we're not. Go away! Swallow blade!
Don't mind if I do.
It's over! Crush!
Make it rain! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life.
I think I'm getting stronger.
Oh yeah? Think you could beat me at arm wrestling?
When have I not beaten you?
Right. I'll just go on ahead then.
I've never stood so close to a waterfall like this before.
I bet it'd feel real.
Gotta break through!
On guard!
Take this!
Igneous swallow blade!
It's time!
Thunder
Eat dirt!
Raging Cascade.
Eternal devastation!
Igneous discharge!
Light astral release.
You're finished!
It's almost too
one's
strong.
mine!
I'll split it open.
Be my guest!
Lightning condemned.
Tiger blade!
In a vine.
Illuminate the sun.
You're mine.
Come forth. Holy
Go
river.
make it rain!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
This one's mine!
Eat this!
Tiger
You're mine!
blade!
Thunder
Eternal
field.
devastation!
Raging
You're
Cascade.
finished!
Breath.
You're mine! Crush!
Air thrust.
Going in! Igneous discharge!
Through armor! You're mine!
Round and pound! Fluid! Big blow!
Frozen.
Hammer! Don't get complacent.
No choice! Take this! Fluid escape!
They got me flanked.
Raging Cascade.
That's it! Tiger
Dance
blade!
in the wind. Art expert coming through.
Crush! Eat dirt!
No armor can stop me.
Remind me to stay on your good side.
Crush!
Here's the
It's over! Crush!
Feel.
Look sharp! I'll be taking this way! Tiger
Now or
Blade!
never! Eternal Station!
Light after
Take this!
Make it rain!
Frozen.